He is the leader, I believe. 4.2 a game.
What makes him as good as he is as a defender?
Quick hands. Quick hands. Goes for the ball. I would think he'd be the kind of guy you'd want on your defense in football, because he's one of those guys where they talk about, you know, coiling the ball. I mean, the takeaways, and he's just going for the ball. The ball would never be loose. You know, if he was going for the ball carrier as a running back or wide receiver, he'd strip a lot of balls, take them from him. He just reaches in and takes it from him. I mean, literally. And the other thing he's really good at is in their zone, he's got his hands up. He's very active. And there's certain places they want the ball in the zone too. And so certain places that he can take advantage of. But very quick and alert and fearless when it comes for absolutely going after the ball. And much like Victor became last year. You know, young Victor was a little bit too much of a reach and gamble guy. And the older Victor became just fantastic. I mean, in taking the ball from people. And Monday reminds me a lot of that.
Tom, what do you need to see more from with Will? Where do you assess where he is, and where do you want him to be?
Oh, I think just build on where he's at. He's been. I thought he played well the other day. He just didn't get a lot of attempts, but his leadership and just being one of the best defenders in the country, not just the league, and setting that tone. And I think the thing that I always want to see, I just want him to see. I want the leadership to be always. Not when it's good, and he's very good sometimes when it's bad. You know, he'll pick a guy up, but it just has to be always. It's truly like having it's truly like putting a coach on the floor. It truly is. That's not a point guard. You know, your coach has got to be an extension of the coach and have that mindset. Will's got that mindset, and he's so gifted at knowing, you know, the way the game should be played, what has to happen. He shows great teaching in practice for our guys, and what happens is that becomes a little bit contagious with some of the other guys. I'll see it from Yogi now and then. You see it from Austin. That stuff's really important. But I think for him, it's just to really statistically, you've got to rebound the ball better. In his first 2 games of the year, he had 15 rebounds, or 16 rebounds in the first 2 games. So the rebounding's got to go up. Continue to move without the ball. Shoot the ball with confidence. Keep getting out on the break. But we're asking him to do a lot of things. And tomorrow night he's going to have a lot of things to do. But I think the biggest thing we can get from him is to help in real time during the game, make sure these guys that are learning so much about college basketball, learning so much about possession by possession, and learning so much about this guy wants this and this guy wants that he helps them with that during the game. And we're asking a lot, but I think he's capable of a lot.
Is that kind of the adjustment he's making? I mean, just for having to really just stop it from play to, not even stop it, but, you know, just talk to guys from play to play, basically. Imagine, you know, he's got it in him, I guess, but is it just kind of the constant sort of
I'd say that's the demand that I and that we have put on him, because he's capable of that. And again, you don't ever give anybody anything that they're not capable of, and you try not to put them in situations they're not ready for, but he's ready for those things. He's doing fine. He really is. He's got a spirit and an edge that many competitive athletes would be jealous of. Okay, many competitive athletes, and he doesn't need to ever lose that. He doesn't need to ever lose that, and that's what makes him so good. Now, last year the advantage he had is he could watch the game develop, and as a starter right now, that's not. He's got to be ready to go from the very beginning. And I thought he did a great job of working into that role last year, where he came in, and again, that's why he was a 6th starter. I mean, you never really missed a beat when he came in the game. But it's hard, it's demanding position because there's so many young guys. But that's the hand we're dealt, and that's the hand he's dealt right now. And the more that he does with that, the better he'll be. But don't get me wrong, he's doing a very good job. It's just the expectations and the demands on him are very high because he's capable of it. But you don't reach greatness without having those high level of expectations and demands. Not on the outside, but on the inside.
Is it harder for him because he had to go through 3 years of kind of that 6th-man role, and then this final year?
No, I think it would be better for him. I think it would be better for him. He understands the game. If you understand the game, you understand the game. I don't think that's a negative at all. I think I think he's a very cerebral player. I mean, we've made major changes offensively in certain aspects just to let him roam and play because he's so good at that. But at the same time, that doesn't mean everybody else can just roam. I mean, they've got to be in the positions where, okay, well, if he's here, you got to be there. I mean, there's just 1,000 things that go on inside of a game. And that's just a little bit of the reminders and things like that. But he's doing well. I'd like, the scoring would be good, the rebounding would be great. Because if the rebounding goes up, the scoring's going to go up. And getting him to the foul line and being very conscious of that. You saw that dunk that he had the other night. I mean, that was all out of, I mean, he just read, the man turns his head and boom, he's there and Yogi finds him. We can even go back to last year. There's a synergy between Yogi and Will long before they spent the summer together in Russia and long before this season. The synergy together with those two was incredible. I mean, it really was uncanny. Because Yogi finds people and Will moves so well without the ball. Well, you want other people to be able to do the same thing. And all those roles just keep getting bigger and bigger because they're capable. Again, you don't ask anybody to do anything they're not capable of. Will's capable of a lot.
You mentioned Victor. Your thoughts on how he's playing in the league right now?
I'm not surprised. I think it's always nice to see him getting credit, you know, on a national level inside these games for what he's doing energy-wise, for what he's doing defensively. You turn on the sets, and there he is guarding the other team's best players. I mean, kudos to them for knowing that he wants that challenge. And I think he's doing excellent. I really do. I think he's learning. And sometimes when he goes through the learning, he gets quiet. And my only advice to him is to not play quiet. You know, he has an energy about him that's really unique. It's contagious. And even though that may not be what the norm is in that level, that's what got him to that level. And the more that he plays that way, the better that he's going to be. But I think for all that he's had thrown at him and the role that they would like him to play, they're doing a great job with him. I mean, I know the GM and the directors of scouting a little bit. I don't know the coaches, but I think they're doing a great job with him. And I think he's gaining confidence every day. And I think it'll be the same for Cody. Cody's just got to continue to be very comfortable, know that he's skilled, you know, be decisive. He's being thrust into tough situations. He's going against not just grown men, but high-level strength, athleticism, NBA-level grown men. And that's a different deal. But I think he's handling that just fine, too. I think both of them are going to continue to get better and be big parts of their team.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thank you.